we're back planting corn. They won't come off of our chances of rain tomorrow. As a matter of fact, they bumped them up from 60 to 80, and then they threw in rain Sunday for good measure. So probably not going to fit any more ground today. Let's get done with this. But see how much daylight I have left. I might go hook back on the chisel plow and try to get another field plowed while we're at it, since it should be plenty dry to do some chisel plowing now. Well, yesterday pulling out of here, I was caught up on a rock right at the last minute because I left that pile. If I'd have seen it, I'd have made another round to knock it down, but since it's corn, not beans, it's not that big of a deal. Nothing to it but to do it. Except I do got to unlock my marker on. field's done. So let's see what she says. 5.1. And I always figured this field at 4.5 was what the drill said. So do you figure 4.5 or do you figure 5.1? Which one's more accurate? Shut up. Row 2. I got a feeling before it's all said and done, I'm going to end up just replacing all the seed sensors on this thing. But anyhow, get folded up and go over and get my grandma's. Number 2 is screwing up. Well, it was working fine while you were planting, but sitting here, it was gonna hit it with a bottle brush. Now, it's still kind of doing it. I think you just need to replace. Anyhow, survey says 2 acres, which is what I always figured this one on. So I don't know. It could be right. But I think, what time is it? I got done doing that way faster than I thought. That was an hour and a half with driving between both fields and having to do all the end rows, which is where you eat up all your time. God, I love this planter. So I think I might go try to do some chisel plowing yet tonight, but let me get folded up and get back to the house and see where we're at. Okay, a little over an hour later, 7:40, we has arrived at the field where I famously got stuck with the T. Actually, I think I've said it before, I've been stuck multiple times in this field. Although since I've been farming it, the wet spots, well, yeah, even that one. Since I've been farming this, the wet spots have surprisingly gotten more manageable. And apparently the county came and got that freezer. It must have been fairly recently because there's fresh loader tracks there. I feel sorry for the poor bastard that had to pick that up. That was nasty. Somebody made the comment that there might have been a throwaway meth lab, which we have those around here. I've actually come across one before when I was heading down to the muck one time down there in the flats, because that's no man's land. and that's a dumping ground. And one time there was a meth lab. There was a few LP tanks and a bunch of stainless steel like pieces of cookware and whatnot, which that was the only thing that made me think that freezer was not a meth lab, was because there wasn't any stainless steel stuff, because normally there is. But it could have been. But anyhow, we'll put you up here in your corner. Seems like last time I chiseled this field, I went this way, so this time we're gonna go this way. Also, I think there's a wild turkey right here. any daylight left by the time I got done out here. I figured I'd be running till after dark, especially as hard as this ground was. I was in third under or third direct a lot of the time. Most of the time I could pull this thing in third over, but she was not having none of it today. So anyhow, it worked up really good though. It's not overly chunky. It was actually shattering pretty good. So I don't know what the deal was. It's not like it's lacking for moisture, but that ought to make a beautiful seed bed. Run over with a finisher. That was not a bad day. 7 acres planted, 8 acres chisel plowed, all in the span of 5 hours ish. It's a little after 9 now. I didn't get to the first field of the planter till 5 because I was planting beans for the boss today, so I stayed late at work to get the field done I was in. So I didn't even get home till almost 4. Normally I'm home about 3:15. Bigger equipment, and it doesn't matter how many acres you farm. There's something to be said for overpowering a farm. Alice Chalmers actually made a video on that. They're J&L, yeah, right, J&L videos. The guy that does all the Alice Chalmers archive stuff. I can't remember the name of the video. Seems like it features the D21, I think. Maybe it features more than one, but it seems like the D21's the focus. But even back then, Alice Chalmers was talking about the advantages of overpowering your farm, basically running bigger equipment to get done in a more timely fashion. But anyhow, I guess I'm gonna run this thing back to Mom and Dad's, because whether I go back to planting first or do chisel plowing first, that's gonna be my jumping off point for the next fields. And you guys will probably see this video tomorrow, because I'm probably just gonna go home and get dinner and go to bed, because I still gotta go to work tomorrow. If it was Friday, I'd try to go hit another field, but I'm not about to go to work that tired. We all know how that turns out. So, and if it rains tomorrow, I'm not going to be that mad about it, because I got to get the oil changed in my truck. I got to get the yard mowed. I obviously got to get another seed sensor put in the planter to take care of row 2. Probably need to be looking at putting the sickle bar mower on the 77, because it ain't going to be too much longer. We're going to have to think about cutting some hay, because it's amazing how fast that field rebounded after I brush hogged it. So if it does rain tomorrow enough to put us out of business, we got a bunch of little stuff to get done this weekend. So anyhow, I guess that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.